Okay, let me get started. Don't worry, we will get our full quota of tour. So we are here on Broad Street, and we are next to the largest square in Birmingham, which is called Centenary Square. And this is where we start our tour of the festive lights and markets. So we've got a little bit of old and new here. We've got the beautiful sculpture of three giants of the Industrial Revolution. James Watt, Matthew Bolton and William Murdoch, three of Birmingham's greatest figures. I wonder what they think to the way the city's changed from their day. I think they'd have been very impressed with the entrepreneurship of the people who operate the markets and all of the rides and the attractions. That's for sure. And I'm sure James Watt would have been very, very interested in the hydraulics involved in these particular rides, particularly this very scary ride that's stopped at the moment. So, got the wheel there. I think they'd refuse to go on the scary ride. Although maybe for research purposes they might want to go on it. So we're on Centenary Square, and normally the main reasons people come here are to go to the theatre, perhaps at the Rep, that's the Birmingham Repertory Theatre. It's our main theatre for kind of serious plays. And the other main building on the square is our central library, which is beautifully lit up tonight. It's often lit up in different colours for all kinds of events and purposes. Dawn of the Wheel is quite nice though, quite a nice view of the city from up there. Yeah, I don't fancy the swings, and I definitely don't fancy the scary one. And you are right, there is a lovely view from the top of the library. There are two levels of the library where you can go onto the balconies. So the first one is at the bottom of at the top of the lower level, the bit that juts out at the front, and then right at the top, there's a rooftop garden up there. So all of these kind of big attractions are here on Centenary Square, where there's a bit more space. So the rides, the wheel, and the ice skating, which is always popular. It used to be outdoors, the ice skating, until a couple of years ago. They decided that, being as we are in England and it sometimes rains, let's put the ice skating actually inside a building. Very popular because we don't have an ice rink in Birmingham anymore otherwise. So this square, it's called Centenary Square, and it was laid out and opened in, the plan was for it to be finished by 1989, because that was when Birmingham had been a city, had city status for 100 years. But it actually opened in 1991. So in relation to London, sorry, I didn't see question. It is about 120 miles northwest of London. Takes about, fastest trains take about 1 hour, 15 minutes. So, it's nice to leave behind the screaming people on the rides. But we can get a nice look back with the wheel here. The wheel is particularly lovely with the colours. Joined this tour because you wanted to see this. Your family was from here and owned Castle Bromwich for many generations. Wow, Chris. Okay. You owned the whole of Castle Bromwich. It's all lights. That's the lights over the ice skating there. And what we'll see, obviously we have all of the festive lights, but we also have a lot of the historic buildings are really nicely illuminated as well, and we've got two of those here. So closest to us, this octagonal building, a small octagonal building. This is our Hall of Memory, so that is Birmingham's main war memorial. So last weekend on Remembrance Day, this was the where our main Remembrance Parade in Birmingham finishes, and where the act of remembrance, the silence and the lowering of the flags and the laying of the wreaths, that's where that takes place. And the building behind it, these days it's owned by Birmingham City Council. They both were built in the 1920s, and the big building towards the back is called Baskerville House, named after a man called John Baskerville, a printer and typeface creator. So if you are familiar with the Baskerville font in printing or word processing, that's what he designed. He used to live in a house on that site back in the 18th century. That's why that is called Baskerville House. Kathy, the population of Birmingham is 1.1 million. So it's the second biggest city in Britain. Chris, I don't think there's not a lot to Castle. Well, there's Castle Bromwich Hall left. There's not an awful lot left there these days. I don't think. There's a lovely garden there, though. Beautiful garden, Castle Bromwich Hall. So here we get a picture of old and new. So we get Baskerville House and the library, which opened in 2013. Now Emma, no, he didn't have a hound, although there is a good chance that Arthur Conan Doyle chose the name because of this man, because Conan Doyle, of course, who wrote the Sherlock Holmes stories, including Hound of the Baskervilles, he lived in Birmingham, and he took quite a lot of names of characters and things that he used in his books. He took from people and places in Birmingham. So Baskerville was quite a well-known name, and so it is possible that he took the name, but there's no link to the story. The story is based on a family down in the Welsh borders called the Vaughan family. Yes, Heather, he was a medical student here. So we're just walking through an area that is currently under redevelopment. It is called Paradise. That's not like a joke or anything. It's the Victorian street that ran through here was called Paradise Street. So ever since then, this area has been known as Paradise. There used to be a shopping centre here called Paradise Forum. Linda, he wasn't from Birmingham, Conan Doyle. I think he was Scottish, but he came to Birmingham to study medicine. The outdoor section of, it's kind of a Central European theme. Have any Austrians in? I don't know. We got a Salzburger Stiegel Bräu van in the outdoor bit, and the Central European themed bar is Glories in the name Albert's Schloss, and as you can see, it is very, very busy. It has some nice decorations up. Is that rain coming? It's not allowed to rain. So the businesses here they've kind of all clubbed together, and they put these lovely huge baubles here, Paradise Birmingham. So in the buildings above the restaurants and bars, there's various businesses, and PricewaterhouseCoopers, PwC have a big office here. They moved into this site a couple of years ago from elsewhere in the city when this This is where our old Central Library used to be. So Birmingham's old Central Library from the 1970s was on this site, and that was demolished after the new one was built. And we're coming into one of our most lovely squares, which is called Chamberlain Square. Hello, Helen. Is this your first tour? Wow, okay. Nice to have you here. Welcome to our tours. And so here on Chamberlain Square, we have a couple of fantastic buildings. First of all, we have the building with the big clock tower. Now, the clock tower is known as Big Brum because, well, obviously it's a clock, so that's a bit like Big Ben. But Birmingham is known as Brum. That's because an old name for Birmingham was Brummagem. So that's why Birmingham's called Brum, and it's why Birmingham people are known as Brummies. So the clock is called Big Brum, and it sits atop our main museum and art gallery, which was opened in 1885, and it's been closed for a couple of years. They started doing a kind of a refurb, and then they decided to have a complete rewire, thinking they'd get it finished during the pandemic, but they never did. So it's only partially open at the moment. Somebody asking whether Birmingham people have always had such strong accents. Yes, and probably they would once have had even stronger accents, I guess. It is quite a strong regional accent, but the Birmingham and West Midlands accent and the Black Country accent to the northwest of here are believed to be the closest accents we have to Old English and Anglo-Saxon type languages. So this is called Chamberlain Square, and it's named after a man called Joseph Chamberlain, who was a great politician. He was mayor of Birmingham on several occasions. He was a member of Parliament and a statesman in his life, a great influence on Winston Churchill, among others. And this monument in the centre of the square that bears his name is dedicated to him. This was erected during his lifetime by voluntary public donations by the people of Birmingham in recognition of all his achievements in terms of improving the lives of Birmingham citizens through the projects he instituted as mayor and as a member of Parliament. And in the background, a fantastic building that looks like a classical temple. Well, that is called the Town Hall. That is not a seat of government, as you might think of a town hall being. It is a concert hall and event space, and it was built in 1833 for that very purpose. And basically, anyone who's anyone in the world of music since 1833 has played there. And back in the 19th century, a lot of composers, they would compose new pieces for the Birmingham Music Festival, and they would come here and conduct the premieres. So people like Elgar, Sibelius, Mendelssohn, Dvorak, they all conducted premieres of some of their works here in the town hall. And in later times, all the great names in rock and jazz and blues played there. Everybody from Bob Dylan to the Beatles to the Rolling Stones, Elton John, Led Zeppelin, Rick Wakeman. I know Wendy and David are going to see Rick Wakeman there in a couple of weeks. So, another beautiful... What? So we've got another lovely pyramid of baubles here. It's a live stream tour. So So we've got pyramids, so we don't need to go to Egypt. Although the temperature might be better in Egypt. And as you'll see, as we get a bit closer to where the main markets are, we got windmills, so don't need to go to Amsterdam. We've got everything covered here in Birmingham. So the main markets that we have in Birmingham, in the run-up to Christmas are known as the German markets, and that's what they are. They are a German-style market, and they're not just a German-style market. The traders come from Germany. It's the largest German-style market outside of the German-speaking world. It began in 1997, and it is a joint organisation by the city of Birmingham and the city of Frankfurt in Germany, which is one of Birmingham's twin cities. And they've been twin cities since 1966. And so to mark 30 years of this partnership, they had a little Christmas market in 1996 of 10 stalls came over from Frankfurt for the market. And they that has grown and grown and grown to the size it is now, with over 150 stalls and attractions. It stretches all the way through the centre, and the people come here from Frankfurt every year. And so it has been more difficult in recent years. Obviously, the pandemic made a difference. We didn't have the market for 2 years, but it also meant that since we left the EU, it's been much harder for the stall holders to arrange working visas for their staff, and some of the Birmingham legal companies who specialise in immigration law, they've been kind of brought on board as consultants to help get the markets on. So, it is jointly organised by Birmingham and Frankfurt, and it is jointly paid for by Birmingham and Frankfurt. So the electricity, the water, the security, the waste clearance, all of those things are jointly paid for by the two cities. And that's because both cities benefit, because the people come here for 2 months. The markets bring loads of visitors. About 6 million people come to the Birmingham Christmas markets every year, and that brings a lot of business into the city. But of course, then after the 2 months, the stall holders go back to Frankfurt with all of the profits. Both cities benefit, both cities pay. It seems to be a pretty good arrangement. Every year, the mayor or the deputy mayor of Frankfurt comes over to officially open the markets. I had the pleasure a few years ago of doing a walking tour for the mayor of Frankfurt when he came over to open the markets, which was a privilege and a very good day as well. Now, somebody asked something about, that's a very difficult question to answer, Chris. The oldest building still standing. In the city centre, not really very old in the city centre. In this wider city, well, we've got the remains of a Roman road, but in terms of buildings, I would say the medieval churches that are now in some of the suburbs that used to be little villages, they would date back, most of those, to the 12th, 13th centuries. Don't think we've got anything much older than that. So let's go and take a little walk, shall we? I'm going to go down here first. And if you've ever been to a market in Germany, it's exactly the same things. German specialities, German beer, Glühwein, sausages, all of those kinds of things that you get is exactly the same as what we get here. So here's one of the features that's always here. He doesn't get lit up especially for Christmas. This is the Iron Man, sculpture by Anthony Gormley. And a beautiful building behind it, which is called Victoria Square House. And this was Birmingham's first post office, built in the 1870s. Very different to Well, he does look a bit like a Cyberman, doesn't he, Tad? Yes, absolutely. But Marvel, yes. And well, it's not just to have something. We have the markets, we have the festivities, but we do also have a traditional nativity scene here as well, which is also, I think, from Frankfurt. It's a very typical German nativity scene. Looks like the cow and the donkey are having a nice little kiss there at the back. Although, I must say, that I've been looking at this for years, and I always do have to say, he's a very well-developed newborn. I have to say. You know? Anyway, let's take a walk a bit further into the market, shall we? Muscle builder baby, exactly. Waiting. Those wise men got so lost following that star that he was about 5 years old by the time they got there. Yes, that's very true. Mary's looking very, very healthy, all things considered as well. Now my signal is jumping around a bit here, so I hope that you can stay with me. So, this is beautiful. I love this. So there's one of the aspects of the market that is a favourite that has been coming for years, and it's a moose. He's called Chris Moose, and he is kind of the symbol of the markets. He has his own Twitter account, although I don't know whether he does now, whether he's paid Elon Musk his £8 for his blue tick, I don't know. The Chris Moose Twitter account is basically the account that the markets use to publicise opening times and special events. But here he is, and here's our typical beer stall, but here's Chris. But you can't hear him singing when there's actually music playing. Isn't he cool? Absolutely. Isn't he great? Now he does sing Christmas carols in kind of a very heavy accented English, which is always rather amusing. Wonders of technology, Mark. A severed head can sing. Amazing what you can do with technology these days. Oh, beautiful carousel. Yeah, it is quite a quick one, isn't it? So Victoria Square, which is where we are at the moment, is basically where you find all the food and drink stalls. There are stalls selling gifts and that kind of thing, but there aren't so many now on the German markets as there used to be, to be honest. It has become much more of just a food and drink market over recent years. But there are still some nice ones that we'll see. And I love this picture because what you've got is you've got our council house, the seat of our local government, and then you've got the stall, the food stall with the tower on the top, which is a very traditional German style building, a town hall that you might find in Germany. And you've got the shield of Birmingham on the left, and you've got the shield of Frankfurt with the eagle on the right. It really represents an onion tower, exactly. Oh, he's dreaming of a white Christmas. Well, let's hope not, eh? And we got the main Christmas tree in Birmingham. So famously, the main Christmas tree in London in Trafalgar Square comes from Scandinavia. It's donated by the Norwegian government, I want to say. It could be Denmark, but I think it's Norway, every year. In Birmingham's case, it's also a Scandinavian donation, but it's given every year by the engineering company Sandvik, which is a Swedish engineering company who've had a base in Birmingham since 1952. And since then, they've been giving the Christmas tree from Scandinavia to the city every year. And so we get a lovely view back up here, up to the square with Victoria Square and the council house at the top, our seat of local government, built in 1875 or begun in 1875. The foundation stone laid by Joseph Chamberlain, who I talked about a bit earlier on. What a beautiful... May all your Christmases be white. No, he was brown, definitely. Oh, now I love these. I loved these when I lived in Germany. These chocolate marshmallow things. Oh, they were called Super Dickmans. I remember. Anyone who's German might know what they are and see them in the supermarket. They are big chocolate-covered fondant marshmallow in different flavours. Used to buy them in the soup. Yeah, I love those. Used to get them from the supermarket when I lived in Germany. So, Angel, you used to study in Birmingham. Cool. Oh, that's nice. Now, which side do I want to go? Let's go and see some decorations. I've got a bit of jewellery here. The local market is actually where the main place for gifts is, but we do have jewellery here, and we have decorations a bit further down the market as well. Some toiletries here. The soap bottle, that's a bit like the kind of thing that Sam, my lovely colleague in Edinburgh, sells on the market. The soaps and the toiletries. Let's go down this side. Oh, aren't they nice? Aren't they beautiful paper lanterns? Paper light lanterns. They're gorgeous. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, the busker's gone. When I walked through earlier, there was a guy busking on an electronic keyboard there, and he had a plastic horse's head on. And his sign said, collecting money to buy an engagement ring. And I thought, well, I'm going to give him some money when we come back, because I just think that's cool. But he's gone, so he's missed out. Toffee apples, I'm not so keen on them. What have we got here? Chestnuts. Ooh, pick and mix. No, I'm not going to. I'm going to walk very quickly past this stall because this is too much of a temptation. Okay, let's. Here we go. Let's take a look at some decorations. Here we got some decorations and some lovely figures. They're probably. Maybe just so that people just take pity on him, even if he might still make some money if his playing wasn't very good. Ah, look at these. Ah, some beautiful snow globes. Look at them. Look at them. Almost. Father Christmas snow globes. Oh, cool. Yeah, and the old tin toys, Chris, aren't they great? And then you can get yourself a mug with your favourite breed of dog on it. Emma, for one of your dogs, you'd need to get all of them, I think. Yeah, what can you get? Oh, I like them. Yeah, look at them. Aren't they cool? Or cats. Oh, cats as well. Where's Leonie? Oh, I'll get Leonie one of those. Now, let's get a picture of one of those, and then if someone can snap a postcard of that, and then we have to send that to Leonie later tonight. What have we got? Oh, well, crocodiles, hippos, bears. Aren't they cool? Elephant. Oh, elephant. Oh. Wow, they're so cool, aren't they? Let's go and look at something else. Angel, how can you buy it? Well, I guess you have to come to Birmingham to the markets. I don't know if they would do orders. I'll go and have a look, but I don't think they've got a sign up with any website or anything. No. Some of them do. Certainly on the local traders markets. Oh, these are nice. They're very pretty. They're very pretty tea lights and beautiful colours. They're gorgeous. I'm going to make you very hungry now with the donut store. Oh, what can you have? You can have a Berliner cappuccino, a Berliner jam, a Berliner chocolate. You can have any kind of Berliner you want. Except a Kennedy one, absolutely. Now, he was one. So lovely lights heading down the road here. It's kind of a music box type stall here. It's one of the biggest beer stalls and one of the only ones really where you can usually get undercover and sit undercover and have a drink and actually kind of sit down and have one at the market. It's where I and my friend usually meet up for our Christmas trip to the markets. Yeah, look, a lovely view of that one. Chris, it's breakfast time for you. Oh, where are you, Chris? You must be somewhere down in Australia, New Zealand, then.
Everyone else.
Mark, I think most of the stuff is. I think a lot of the stalls are in storage here. I think it depends on the individual stall holders what their preference is. Whether it's cheaper for them to store it or transport it. Either way. Certainly, it all comes in from somewhere, but I don't know whether it comes in from all the way over from Germany or whether it comes in from storage here in. Do we have Stefan from Amsterdam, and we already saw the market store with the windmill on it. Oh, Stefan, you missed the windmill. Never mind. Oh, and I know what else I wanted to show you. I wanted to show you this because this is lovely. So this is a little shopping arcade called the Piccadilly Arcade. And they always have beautiful lights. And it's a lovely building. It's actually Birmingham's first cinema. Opened in 1905, Birmingham's first cinema, and then in 1925 they decided it was too small, so they built a bigger cinema somewhere else, and they converted this into a shopping arcade, which has been ever since, over 97 years. And it's a lovely, I love the bow and the lights inside there. That's really lovely. Get a lovely picture there. Yeah, that's very sparkly. I love that. And I can see one of the penguins. One of the things we've got this year as part of the Christmas celebrations is a penguin trail. They've done some big penguins that have been painted by different people. And I picked up the trail leaflet today, so I'm going to be on the case. And I'm going to do that in daylight, because I just think that'll be more fun in daylight, because some of them might not be that well lit in the evenings. And those that we can actually get to, so some of them are inside big department stores. Obviously, we can't get into those, but the ones that are publicly accessible locations, we will be going to have a look at those in a couple of weeks, I think. So we're going to head up from the German markets, which extend all the way down through the centre of town, right, along the road, and we're going to head up to the local independence market, which is in the square around our cathedral. On the way, we're heading up a street called Temple Street, where we can find, well, some beautiful buildings, including this one, which is one of Birmingham's oldest. It's not one of Birmingham's oldest pubs, but it's a pub that's still got very beautiful Victorian tiling on it, the Trocadero. Interesting history, the building. It used to be a fire station, but then the building was converted into a pub back in the 1870s, and it's been a pub ever since. Oh, no, I nearly just fell down a hole. So, yeah, this street is called Temple Street. There was never a temple here as such. What there was a temporary theatre that used to get put up before Birmingham had a permanent theatre, and it was on this street, and it looked a bit like a temple, people said. So that's how the street got its name. Now, what they have built here, this is not an authentic Victorian bar, but it certainly looks great, doesn't it? And it's a specific darts club. And thank you, Penguin Trail link there. But yeah, I'll definitely get that up on the schedule quite soon. As soon as I've had a chance to, next week when I get back from Liverpool, I'll have a look at the trail and work out a route for us and get it on the schedule. Some great. Anybody here from Manhattan? Well, or Mannahatta cocktail bar. I must admit I thought it was called Manhattan, but it's actually called Mannahatta. Now here's one of Birmingham's longest established Italian restaurants. It's called San Carlo, and they've got a beautiful Christmassy entranceway made there. Fantastic. Look at that, beautiful. Well, 30 years of San Carlo. And I can tell you, I've only ever been there once. And it was the first Valentine's Day that Sally Jane and I were together. So they they haven't been open long then. It's the only time I've ever been there, though. Because the first Valentine's Day we were together, actually on Valentine's Day, I was in the US on business. So we had to do a catch-up when I got back, well, which was good because it's probably cheap. Okay, so we're coming up into the Cathedral Square, St. Philip's Cathedral, very small cathedral, one of the smallest cathedrals in Britain. And that's because Birmingham was relatively late on the scene in terms of cities. While it may be the second biggest city now, it's really grown up almost entirely in the last 300 years. And so this, what is now our Church of England Cathedral, for the first 200 years that it was here, it wasn't a cathedral, it was just a church. And it was converted into a cathedral in 1911. Oh, can you hear the song? Merry Christmas Everybody by Slade. Written about 8 miles from where I'm standing now by Noddy Holder, lead singer of Slade. And one of two of the really great Christmas songs to be written and performed by Birmingham bands. The other one being I Wish It Could Be Christmas Every Day by Wizard. And the school choir that sings on that particular track is from one of the local primary schools here in Birmingham. So the late 60s, early 70s was a good time for rock music in Birmingham. So we've got the Helter Skelter here. And this is a Helter Skelter with a difference. A nice little ride for the slide for the kids to go on. But under it, you can get not only local hot chocolate from Cadbury's, but you can also get Bailey's hot chocolate, toffee apple cider, all kinds of things. Look at those. So the idea of this particular market is to give an opportunity to local independent businesses. Some of them are makers, people making craft items of different types, some of them making foods, and it's only the second year that this has been done, and it's a really great addition because Birmingham's got a fantastic independent scene, and it's great to see those local businesses being encouraged by having such a presence on the markets. So we've got candles and fantastic cards and paintings. The cathedral, there it is. It's the cathedral, Jim. The tower isn't very well lit, but you can just about see it. Oh, you can see the rain coming down as well now. Now here's a beautiful stand. Here's a beautiful stall on the market. A collection of crafty people from down in the Jewellery Quarter who do a lot of great projects, community projects. And the lady in the orange hat is a friend of mine named Tina, who does embroidery and all kind of fabric-related crafts, and is a great supporter of people who... Great supporter of the local independent scene, so it's always great to see Tina here enjoying the markets and supporting the local traders and makers. So there's a cathedral, very unusual cathedral in this country because not only is it small, most of the cathedrals in England are medieval ones and they are in a Gothic style, but this is a Baroque building designed by a man called Thomas Archer. And if you were with me a couple of nights ago when we went to Chatsworth on the As Live tour, Thomas Archer was one of the architects who worked with the Duke of Devonshire on building the Baroque Chatsworth House as well. So he was a great Baroque. He trained as an architect in Italy, so that's why he learnt Baroque architecture. I've got a few minutes left yet. So one of the things we have among all the local stores is a temporary pub. Yes. It's a live tour.
Live tour.
Yeah.
Guys, this is Birmingham. It's lovely. It's nice vibes, man. Honestly, it's great vibes. Honestly, it's really nice.
We love Birmingham.
Yeah, man. Enjoy it. Come on, get onto the stream, man.
Thank you. Well, you never know what you're going to get when you have people asked to speak, but so The area of the cathedral churchyard is home to a lot of pigeons. That's because it's in the centre of the city. They get a lot of food here. A lot of people come here and eat their lunches when they're working in local businesses. And it's known locally as Pigeon Park. And that's why they decided to name this temporary pub that they put up here for the markets Pigeon in the Park. Now, did I miss a couple of questions there? Helen, yeah, I'll be doing this tour again. I'll be doing the Penguin Trail. I'll be doing this one again. That's the great thing about the fact the markets start so early here is the fact we can actually do the tours a couple of times. What have we got? Oh, nice, beautiful street food. Yeah, funny, brummy pictures. And I love these. We've got the University Clock Tower there. And we've got the tram with Father Christmas. But then we've got the local bus. Except instead of West Midlands, it says West Lapland. And look at that. Instead, it doesn't say every 10 minutes, every now and then, which I love. I love the fact I can imagine an actual bus in Birmingham having every now and then as the frequency on the front.
Okay, see you tomorrow. All right, bye, lovely.
Wendy and David, no, I don't know that song. I'd have to have a listen to it now. Creative. Some lovely stalls here. Barry, it's pretty sizable, and I mean, it's always been big. Oh, this store's here again. Now, they do some beautiful sauces. Last year I had 2 or 3 of them, and all they were beautiful. Oh, I'll be coming back here later. They do things like gherkiny sauces and chili sauces and those kinds of things. It's beautiful Christmas things. It's beautiful Christmas decorations. Oh, they cool. Oh, they cool. There we are. Then we've got the Wizard song playing. And then we've got a lovely bandstand. Hopefully they're not, I mean, I love live music, but not when I'm about to try to do a tour. So there's the Pigeon in the Park sign on the side. Look, we got let me try and show you that. Look, there we go. There's the Pigeon in the Park. There he is with his festive hat on. Established 2021. Cool. Now I want to just show you a couple of things here before we finish. The bandstand is very beautifully decorated, but one of the other things that we get a lovely look at when we have the lights on outside the cathedral and inside are the most precious treasure of our cathedral, and that is these beautiful late 19th century stained glass windows designed by a great Victorian artist by the name of Edward Burne-Jones, who was born a couple of streets away from here and was actually baptized in this church. And they were produced by the William Morris Company, one of the best known craft and design companies. Morris and Jones were best friends. They met studying at Exeter College in Oxford, and they worked together consistently throughout their lives. And the Burne-Jones windows are absolutely beautiful, and it's not too well lit tonight, but sometimes when they've got actually lights on inside the church, it's much better than it is tonight, but it is still beautiful to see those. And then we've got our angels. Now, I don't know whether angels always, when I see angel figures in Birmingham always makes me laugh because he was indeed. He was one of the kind of later adherents of the pre-Raphaelite ideals. So yeah, very much in that style, and the way he painted fabrics particularly is absolutely incredible. Don't get me started on Edward Burne-Jones, because I'm not a super art fan, but Edward Burne-Jones and the pre-Raphaelites would be a different matter. So angels. Now, we talked earlier a bit about the Birmingham and local accent here. And I remember seeing a news article a few years ago on the local TV news where one of the local villagers in this area had got a new priest, and he was about to do his first Christmas services, and they were trying to get him to pronounce the words in the way that the locals would pronounce it, the way they were used to hearing those words said. And he was from the south of England somewhere, and he just the local church warden or whatever was coaching him, and he's reading it, and he said, "And the angel of the Lord," angel, this man kept saying to him, not angel, angel. And he kept saying the angel. And whenever I see angels at Christmas in Birmingham, it always reminds me of this priest on the TV news trying to pronounce angel in the local way. So there's a lovely view of the cathedral, the bandstand, and the lights there. Wood pub, that's what they say, Linda, yeah. Wood pub. So I'm going to just take you down to the end of here, because we do get a really nice view back to the markets from there, and it's a great place to finish, and we're just about on time for finishing as well. Glass art. Oh, and here's, I know it's not traditional, but it's traditional West Midlands food, the Mumbai grill. Birmingham known for its South Asian food, particularly its Indian food. Oh, in a while, thank you. That's where I often go when I go to the markets, the Mumbai grill. Birmingham is known for its ethnic diversity, and one of the ways that's reflected is in its amazing ethnic foods, particularly its Indian and the South Asian cuisine. And the Mumbai grill, always one of the most popular spots on the markets here every year. And so we get a great look back up into the Cathedral Square. Barry, Birmingham is not so much an industrial city anymore. It's a business city, very much a conference city. I mean, back in the day, Birmingham was a huge manufacturing city. It was probably the world's first manufacturing city. But, these days, a lot of those traditional industries have gone. Still make a lot of jewellery here. There is still a lot of engineering here, but still have a car industry, but it's more services, financial, conferences. Birmingham's a big conference and convention city, so has a much more diverse economy these days, as you need to in the modern world. So I'm going to turn the camera around, and you can see, and I'll get a halo then as well. There we go. I'm an angel now. Got my halo. So I hope you've enjoyed our first look of this particular festive season at the lights and the markets here in Birmingham. Definitely, what I love is you have the three distinct sections. You've got up on the Centenary Square with the rides and all of those things, and then you've got the German markets, and then you get the local independent markets here up by the cathedral, which I just love, and because I know quite a lot of people who work in the independent sector here, and it's great that they get a chance to come and be part of the markets. So thanks so much to all of you for joining. Thank you to colleagues who joined. I saw Stefan, I saw Juliana, I saw Heather. Check out all of those guys' tours, because I'm sure they'll be not only bringing you the normal tours that they do. I feel pretty confident that they will all be bringing you some great festive tours as well. And we'll be back here for penguin trails in the daytime and some more evening trips around the markets, I'm sure, as well. So have a lovely evening, everybody. And hello, Leon. Oh, Leonie is on the tour. Did you get on the tour, Leonie? Oh, I'm sorry. I was talking about you and then you appeared. Oh, well, that's okay then. I was talking about you, asking somebody to take a picture of the cat mugs and to send to you. So Leonie as well, of course. How could I miss wonderful Leonie, who is going to be bringing you some great tours. And at some time, Leonie and I are going to be meeting up and doing a collaboration of we think we've decided on the location. Shh, no spoilers. But that will be fun. If we can stop laughing for long enough to do the tour, it'll be great. So have a great evening, everybody. I hope to see some of you tomorrow when I'm on the road, hitting the road early tomorrow morning, heading up to Liverpool for the weekend. So 3 o'clock UK time tomorrow afternoon. I've got a live tour for you in Liverpool, and I am looking forward to that very much because it's one of my favourite places. So see you all soon. I have Liverpool tomorrow. I have Chester on Sunday. Hope to see you on one of those, or maybe even both. Have a lovely evening, everybody. Take care. See you soon. Bye for now.